Hello, my beautiful hearts. It is your favorite spiritualist, the Aquarian Alchemist, and I'm just getting on here because we are in August, and this month's focus is all about aligning with abundance. Okay, so I want to get on here and talk about this focus and what I aim to do with this. Okay, I'm gonna try to let a few people get on if anyone wants to join me. That'd be awesome. But if not, I'm going to go ahead and continue on the plan of August and aligning with abundance. So last month we did really good with our presence being part of our purpose, right? And so when I spoke about presence, I talked about how your presence is part of your purpose, but not only that, the frequency that you carry when you are present or you become present in the environment, right? Your presence is that frequency. People can feel who you are, what you're about when you show up. And I said these frequencies are impacted by what you watch, what you listen to, the food you eat, and just your level of consciousness in general, right? If you're a spiritual person, like the type of rituals you do and things of that nature is also it's apparent sometimes in your aura or in your frequency when you show up. People can feel it, if you're a powerful person, people can feel that. If you're like somebody that's a little bit sketchy, sometimes people can pick up on that as well. Okay, so but this month we're going to be taking it a step further, aligning with purpose and saying, okay, not aligning with purpose, aligning with abundance. We've already aligned our purpose with our purpose is being present. Our purpose is, showing up in the fullness of who, the creator has created us to be, right? And being, showing up unapologetically and fully in that. Now, August, we're going to be aligning with abundance. I have a lot of things planned out and mapped out. So by the end of this month, my goal is for us to be receiving some type of money from somewhere unexpected. This is kind of like another experiment, but it's not completely an experiment. We're going to be doing this. I'm going to be going along, and I just want to kind of show people and, show my followers and my viewers that this stuff really works, right? And just like last month, I showed you showing up more gave results, I have more followers. I have more views. I have more watch time. This is because I was doing more. That means I was receiving more. Okay. So now, I'll be doing different things this week, but the pretty much layout and goal is we're going to be talking about mind shifts, your mind shift, changing your mind shift, energy alignment tools, things that you can use to help you get into alignment, action steps, meaning what type of action you can take to get in alignment with abundance. Simple rituals. I'll be showing you, demonstrating some simple rituals that you can do that are that call in abundance. Also, I'm going to be sharing some stories, affirmations, and different offerings that I offer on my website for you to take advantage of or partake in, so you can get this abundance going, because we are this week, at the end of this week, we're going to be coming into the 888 portal. This is the Lionsgate portal. It's very powerful. Like, I always like to manifest during this time. It's a perfect time to manifest your thoughts, your dreams, your wants, and put your focus energy into that. So today I want to just think about, like, what is abundance, right? Most people consider abundance being money, wealth, luxury. And that is true to a certain extent. But for me and to me, abundance is more than that, right? Abundance can be time, right? Time well spent is abundance. Having the time to do what you want to do is abundance, right? Having peace. I did another video earlier about how peace is your payback, peace is your payoff, and that's so true. Like, peace is a form of abundance that people overlook because it's so subtle, it's so quiet. Peace is, but because it's quiet doesn't mean it's not powerful. The power of peace is undeniable. Okay, so don't, you know, discount that. Energy, being able to get up and go and do things, and just be able to stand up and walk, go in your kitchen, get something to eat, you know, go to your garage, go to your backyard, you know, whatever, go on your balcony, whatever it is, you know, you can get up and go. You have the energy, you have the ability. That is abundance. Okay, that's abundance. Clarity, having clarity of mind is a form of abundance. Okay, being clear in your thoughts, understanding what you need to say and what you need to do and how you need to do it, that's abundance. Okay, you can't take that for granted, because so many people struggle with, you know, mental health and different type of disabilities and sicknesses that affect their mind, to where they're not able to have a complete thought. I can't remember all these different things. So you have to look at that for what it is, which is abundance. Okay. Opportunities. An opportunity is a form of abundance, right? Having an opportunity to go on a trip, to go to an event, to go to a party, to be invited, to witness someone's vows, or go to a wedding or a baby shower. Those opportunities are they're a form of abundance. Why? Because you get to a place, there's food provided, there's music provided, there's an ambiance, there's a you know, it's usually a schedule, itinerary for you to follow. It's like something positive for you already laid out. All you have to do is show up and maybe bring a gift. You know, that's a form of abundance. You know, they usually are catered, so they usually have good food. You know, these are different forms of abundance that you want to look at. You know, someone inviting you somewhere, or, you know, paying for you to have a meal or a movie or a drink or whatever. That's a form of abundance. And abundance shows up in so many different ways, right? So being able to see and recognize abundance in all its forms is really a big key. I'll be doing later in this week talking about how gratitude is a gateway. We'll talk about that on the 8th, but it really is a gateway. It really is an opening, because when you're grateful for what you have and you're able to recognize this abundance in the form of opportunities, clarity, peace, even joy. I have joy up here. Joy is a big part of, you know, abundance. Having joy, being happy. And you know, joy is more than happiness, right? We understand that joy is deeper than happiness, but having that is a form of abundance, right? You're not sad, you're not depressed, you have joy in your life. You have joy in what you're doing, even when you're working, or, you know, doing things that are kind of could be looked at as a chore. It's an abundant thing, and it's something to be grateful for. Okay, so we'll be talking about real alignment. Like, this is what abundance means to me. So this is the thought of today, what I really am coming on to get your mind kind of going when thinking about abundance. Like, what does abundance mean to you? And to kind of look at your life and see, am I abundant? Do I have an abundance? And do you know, can I witness abundance in my life? Or am I looking at things as, oh, I'm not abundant unless I have money, or unless I have extra money, or unless someone's giving me money, I don't feel abundant, you know? Or are you able to see abundance in all its different forms and be grateful for it? So that's something that I really want you to think about today and going forward, if you're going to be joining me on this Abundant Mindset Week. And we'll be talking about the power of the mind and affirmations and trusting and gratitude, like I said, and shifting your identity. And it's important. It's important because abundance begets abundance, right? So with feeling abundant, you attract abundance, right? And I talked about this before in another video, and how, you know, when you want to usher in that frequency and that energy of abundance, you have to do abundant things. You have to go to abundant places. You have to usher that feeling in. You can't sit around and look at your account and be like, oh, I don't have, you know, I wish I had, you know, you got to say, okay, I see that. However, I know that I'm abundant. I know that that's what the universe wants from me. I know that's what the Creator did not put me on earth to just struggle and barely survive. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to be abundant. I'm here to be joyful. I'm here to be happy. I'm here to share my love. I'm here to, do all these different things. So that's what I need to do, because when you think about feeling down or feeling low or feeling like you don't have a lot, because what this really is a scarcity mindset. And scarcity is also rooted in fear, right? Scarcity, fear, I'm afraid I don't have enough, I'm afraid I'm not enough, all this kind of stuff is rooted in fear. And that's not what the universe, the creator, has for us, right? We all have the right to be here. We all have the right to, it's our birthright, to experience the fullness of life, to experience the best in life. All we have to do is know that, acknowledge that, and hone in on it or focus in on it. But a lot of times we get stuck and caught up with focusing on how things are or how things look. And a lot of this stuff is illusion of our own mind. And it's also the past, right? So when you're manifesting, right, you manifest from, okay, so let's just give an example. I light a candle today. I'm manifesting. It may not show up today. It may show up next week or the week after or next month, right? So you're constantly living in a past manifestation, right? Does that make sense? What I'm experiencing right now is because of the past, my thought process in the past, the things I were doing in the past, the seeds I sowed in the past, I now am experiencing. And what I'm doing now, I will experience in the future. So it's always going forward. It's always going forward. So you got to keep that in mind, because what people don't like to think about or realize sometimes is that there is a period, a waiting period for manifesting. Okay, so it is not just boom, bam, boom. Sometimes it is. There is a such thing called instant manifestation, and we're going to talk about that later this month. But that's kind of rare, and it's usually more. It's more for smaller. It's easier to experience instant manifestation with smaller things, like a parking spot or someone paying for your food or something like that. But when you're manifesting a house, a car, a position, a business, a mate, a long lasting relationship, those kind of things that they take time, because they're going to last a long time. Okay. There's this, you ever heard that saying, easy come, easy go? You know what I mean? Things that come easy and quick don't always last long. So, keep that in mind too. It's the things that you want to be a part of your life, that you want to, I don't want to get rich quick scheme. I don't want to, okay, I manifested $5,000. Okay, you got it. It's gone. I want to manifest 50,000. Okay, that's going to take a little longer. I want to manifest 50 million. That might take a little bit longer, a couple years, but it's not impossible. It could take a year, but it could take several years. And you have to be able to be dedicated to that and be still in that frequency, even if you only have, $500 in your account, or $5,000 in your account, or $50,000 in your account. You cannot lose sight of the goal of 50 million, right? Because all this what you see is part of the past, not where you're going, which is to 50 mil. Okay, so that's just what I really want everyone to think about. Abundance all starts in your mind. It starts in your mindset, right? Excuse me. I got to get my water when I'm... Okay, so today I'm kicking this off. I know this is the third day of the month, but I was off Saturday because I was at the spa. Okay, I needed a spa day. Yes, and then Sunday I was really spending time with the children and preparing for the week and making them a nice meal and everything. But I just want to make sure I'm going over everything. I know I have notes everywhere. I have notes everywhere. Anyway, I hope everyone has had a good weekend. But I'm so serious about this. Calling in abundance. There's so many things in our environment that are constantly like, you know, needing our money, needing our energy, right? So it's like we have to consciously call that back into us. We have to say, you know, okay, I want to be abundant. I want to have money. Because yes, there are different types of abundance, but yes, money is abundance too. Having money, being able to pay your bills, being able to take care of your responsibilities, that's an abundance. And that in itself does relieve a lot of stress and relieves worry and, you know, that type of thing. So I don't want to make it like, oh, I'm saying that, you know, money isn't important. Money is very important. It's very, we all need money. We all want money. Our society runs off money. So at this point in time, you know, a lot of people have this idea like if you're spiritual or if you're woke or you shouldn't be worried about money, you should know that money is just a piece of paper and it's an illusion. No, money is a form of abundance. Money is energy. Money is currency, whatever form it takes. If it takes a card, if it takes a chip, if it takes a coin, if it takes a, you know, a actual dollar, whatever the representation is in our society, is still a form of currency that allows you to move around, that allows you to be able to flow. You see what I mean? That flow. Okay. So starting this week, I want to be thinking about, I want us to think about like some daily affirmations, scarcity versus abundance, gratitude as a magnet, which, you know, I've kind of talked about that, but also visualizing, right? Visualizing yourself having whatever it is you want to manifest. Okay. So last month, this is a key point I want to make. Last month, I was just trying it, right? I was just trying, okay, let's see what happens. This month, I want to set a goal. Okay. I want to set a goal of what do I want to see? Okay. Not just, I want something to be different. I want to see what's going to be different. No, this is what I want to be different this month. By the end of this month, by the end of August, I want, let's just say, I want an extra $500 in my account. Let's just, easy, 500, right? This is something that's not a lot of money. $500 goes fast, you know, but that's the starting point. That's a change. A 5 is the number of change. So let's use 5. I want an extra $500 in my account. You could say 500. You could say 50. You could say I want an extra $50. That's all I need. Extra $50. I can say an extra 500. You can say an extra 5,000. Okay, it's up to you. But I'm just giving you a starting point. Like make a goal. My goal might be 500, but it might be 5,000. I might not tell you. But my point is, we're making a goal. Let's set a goal, right? Let's set a goal today. Today is the 4th, right? Tomorrow's the 5th. Let's set a goal before tomorrow. What do we want to see in our life? Do you want a new car? Do you want a new house? Do you want 50 new followers? Do you want 500 new followers? Do you want to get to 1,000 followers? You know, let's set a goal. And see if we've set this goal by tomorrow, okay, this is going to be our focal point for the rest of the month. And we're going to be doing all these affirmations, all of these different tools that I'm going to show you to use. And we're going to all put all that towards whatever this goal is. Now, I'm not one to really share my goals because, you know, I've learned that in the past, you know, when you share your goals with people, they can kind of work against it, or they can kind of sow doubt into you or your plans. So I kind of steer away from doing that, because sometimes especially if you have big goals, people can kind of project fear onto them. If it seems too big for them, you know, they may say, what? That's a lot. You sure? Wow, if I say I want to make $100,000 in my business this month. 100,000, why not 10,000? Why not, and this is not to be vicious or anything like that. This is just them projecting how they feel are their scarcity tactic, our scarcity mindset onto you, whether intentionally or unintentionally. It's usually unintentionally, but that's why I kind of keep those type of goals and things to myself, and I just work on them. And I also, a lot of times I meet my goals in private, right? So but this is something, so you can do this with yourself. You don't have to share with me, but we definitely are making a goal, and we're going to keep track of it, and we're going to see, is anything happening? Are we getting any movement? Are we seeing momentum towards this goal that we're setting? Okay. So I hope you're excited about this. I surely am, because, it's been the summer. Summer's almost over. School's starting back. And this is a good time to really focus in on. It's the last, we're gearing up. The holidays are be here before we know it. This is the time now to reset our mind as into what abundance means to us. What do we need to do to attain abundance, keep abundance, and have that flow established, right? Not only having that flow established, having a plan in place and knowing when this flow begins to increase, what will be my next steps? How do I divvy out this abundance? How do I interact with this abundance? Because this is an abundance that I'm not used to, or I haven't had before. So that's something too that we want to be thinking about. And because in everything I'm saying here, all this is starting in the mind, right? All this begins in the mind. Okay, so our journal prompt for today will be what abundance really means to me. And then between today and tomorrow, we're going to be zeroing in on our goal for the month of August. I mean, you could have more than one goal, but if you have a big one, if you have one thing that you really need to do, like if you're someone who's trying to find a new place, trying to find a new job, trying to get a new car, that's a big one. Say, okay, by the end of this month, I want to be driving my new car. Before August is over, I want to be in my new car. And then just come and follow along with what I'm doing. Listen to the prompts, do the journaling, if you do what I'm showing you and instructing you, you will see things happen. I'm telling you, I've used this. This is not stuff I'm coming up with. I'm just getting offline. This is stuff that I have tried myself. These are things and tools that I have benefited and profited from. Okay? And right now, me doing this, I'm sharing this and I'm showing you this, and I'm not charging. And I could be. And a lot of people are. And I will be in the future. But right now, we're going through it. I just want people to see. I want my followers and my friends to understand that this is not a gimmick. This is not a, this is, if you're struggling, in this day and age, there's no need to be struggling. Especially in this day and age of information, right? But people often get lost in the get rich quick schemes and the, pyramids and the, all this type of stuff, when there are proven methods, okay, about changing your thought. Think and Grow Rich. Very popular book. How changing your mind, changing your thought process, changing what has been taught to you, changing what's been ingrained in your mind as a child or in your youth about money, about what abundance is, about who can have it, who can't. This stuff has to be, you have to change this before you can really experience it. You have to feel worthy. That's another one we're going to talk about. You have to be able to trust, and you have to feel worthy and deserving of what it is you want. Okay? All right. So I don't want to make this video too long, but I want to get in here and let you know that This is the focus for this month. We're aligning with abundance so that we can see a big result by the end of August. We're going to use the energies of the Lion Gate portal. That's going to be closing. It closes on the 12th, but it's going to peak on the 8th. So we're going to make sure we get a nice ritual in for the 8th. And let's see what happens. If, you think I'm a scam, you think I'm not, I'm not the truth. Try it out. Try it with me and see what happens. Okay. Well, this is it for today. I'll be back on. Make sure you do your journal prompt and think about what abundance is. Visit the website, get your candles, your baths, your salts, and everything you may need. Prepare for this 8/8 portal, okay? Don't just, prepare. Make sure you have the tools and products that you need. Sage. Cleansing. Cleanse yourself before that day. So you need to take a spiritual bath before the 8th. Definitely before the 12th. But if you want to hit that peak, go ahead and order your money showers candle so you can light it on the actual 8th. Okay? I'm giving you the tools. It's up to you to use them. Okay? I love you so much, and I'll be back because we're aligning with abundance all of August, my beautiful hearts. I'll see y'all soon. Ciao.